When it comes to the Euro, England haven't done enough. They haven't even done anything truly spectacular, and Denmark could be argued to have a better history than them in the competition. As talented as they can be, England has never won the Euro, and Denmark, their opponent come June 20th, have won one in a dramatic fashion. Will this be the tournament England goes all the way to win their first Euro, or will they come up short against Denmark? Welcome back to the Football Pit. Brief recap. In previous videos, I have talked about England and Denmark and the build-up to their matches in the first round of the tournament. In the first round, England will have the opportunity to begin brightly against Serbia. I have talked about the advantages England have over Serbia, especially as this would be Serbia's debut in the competition. Could Serbia surprise England instead? It wouldn't be the first time that England would suffer an upset. What are your thoughts on this? Let me know what you think in the comments. Denmark will play Slovenia in the first round, and the two countries have a little rivalry. Denmark had the better of Slovenia in the group stages. Denmark has the advantage, and this could be key in their match with Slovenia. Will Denmark beat Slovenia again in that match? Win or lose in the first round, England and Denmark must move forward. The two sides will try to get the best result against each other, but who do you think will come out on top? Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel for more if you want to watch more content like this. Coach is key. Coaching will be key to either Denmark or England winning the match between them, and it starts with the coach's selection of players. Gareth Southgate, England's manager, will do all he can to get his team ready. Already, the coach has shown some dynamism regarding his choice of provisional squad and how he intends to use the players. Fans must have been surprised by his lineup against Bosnia and Herzegovina on Monday, 3rd of June. That match saw fresh faces in the squad, but more surprising was that Trent Alexander-Arnold was in midfield. Well, maybe it's not so surprising. After all, Southgate began using Trent in midfield before Jurgen Klopp got the idea to invert the fullback into the midfield. England won that match, but something was missing with how England played in the match. Let's save that for later. Currently, Southgate favours a 4-2-3-1 formation, which on paper looks great for the stability he wants to achieve. Ahead of the pivot is an attacking midfield three that plays behind a lone centre-forward, in England's case, Harry Kane. The wide players in the midfield three then move infield to support the centre-forward so he doesn't get isolated, and so compactness can also be achieved. However, there can be a flaw with how Southgate uses the formation, which we will get to later on in the video. It was this flaw that cost them Euro 2020, and even Antonio Conte pointed it out back then. Will Denmark's coach Kasper Hojlund exploit this flaw, or will Southgate have learned and creatively fix it before the game? Denmark's coach, Kasper Hojlund, has shown incredible flexibility in his formations. In his last matches, he used the 4-3-3, the 3-4-1-2, and the 3-5-3. While the formations look different, Hojlund has maintained a core principle while deploying them. He favours a more possession-based approach to the game and prefers that his players are attacking. His fullbacks play a key part in the game, often offering extra numbers in attack no matter the formation. However, there is a varying degree to how much his fullbacks can attack. When he uses three at the back, the fullbacks take up advanced positions to make players in attacking positions up to 5. When he uses his 4-3-3, the principle is the same, but the fullbacks have the extra responsibility of also monitoring the opponent's wingers. This prevents the opposition wingers from exploiting spaces that could hurt Denmark. Unfortunately, Denmark's coach also has a flaw which can be fatal. Honestly, if this flaw persists, England could have a field day with Denmark. Likely winner? I'll be careful not to name an outright winner as I did in the Germany versus Hungary video, where I said Hungary will win. I'd leave it to you in the comments section, where I believe we can have a conversation. I am not partial to any team, but I did that with Germany to let people realise the Euro isn't promised to the host of the competition. Even if I wanted to do the same, I wouldn't pick a winner here. Although no team is perfect, there are flaws in how England and Denmark play that make them vulnerable. England has a lot of quality. They've got the likes of Declan Rice, who is a top player for Arsenal, Jude Bellingham, who is a fierce contender for the Ballon d'Or, the electric Harry Kane and new boy Cole Palmer. They have got a great mix of young and old that make them a devastating bunch and a clear favourite for winning the Euro. However, for all their quality, there is a cautiousness in the way they play. Even their match against Bosnia and Herzegovina is an example of this. Sure, England won 3-0 in the end, and that's all that matters. But for the most part of the game, they didn't have that X factor. They were static, and their play had no special brilliance or dynamism. They also had a special squad in the 2020 Euro, but the same problem of caginess persisted. In the middle of the park, they have two very physical midfielders in Rice and Phillips, capable players who bring balance but very few vertical passes, often going for the easiest option, Conte said. And he was correct. To provide balance, Southgate has his pivot playing less risky, and this is robbing England of their dynamism. They made the Euro 2020 final, but maybe if they had been braver, they would have won. However, I give big credit to Italy for their approach to the game to minimise England's threat. It seems Southgate has learned and is trying out new players in his pivot. In the match against Bosnia and Herzegovina, England played Trent Alexander-Arnold as one of the pivots. This is brilliant, because Trent has incredible vision and a vast array of passes in his locker. While that match is clearly a work in progress, there are signs that Southgate wants to evolve tactically, and this is precisely what will give him an edge over his Denmark counterpart. Denmark's coach Kasper Hojlund, like Southgate, had a great campaign in the 2020 Euro. They got to the semi-finals, and guess who knocked them out? England did, and I'll build on this soon. Kasper Hojlund is respected for what he has achieved as a coach, and it was his performances in the Danish Superliga that earned him the job of being Denmark's coach in June 2019. He has done well with the team, earning them back-to-back qualifications for the first time since they competed in the 2000 and 2004 editions of the tournament. However, despite his ability to try out different tactical setups, Hojlund also limits himself by using the same set of players. There are big question marks on how older members of the squad are being given too much game time, with likely successors getting less. Take a look at this. Matt O'Reilly. Wait, do you remember him? I talked about him in the video about how Celtic won the Scottish Premier League. O'Reilly was born in London and qualifies for Denmark through his mother. The Celtic player has proven himself to be a brilliant playmaker. The midfielder had the second most goals in the Scottish League, with 18 goals. He is also the joint assist leader, with 8 assists. O'Reilly has gotten interest from top clubs, but interestingly, he hasn't gotten interest from his country. He didn't make it into the squad. I know that's insane, but it is what it is. The midfielder is a great candidate to succeed Christian Eriksen, but the coach has favoured Eriksen, who isn't as mobile as he once was. It's not just O'Reilly that's affected. The coach seems to be on a campaign against younger players. Only 2 of the 26-man squad he named are 21 or younger. There are about 7 players who are 30 or over. The others will leave their 20s before their first game of the tournament. It gets even worse. Hojlund has shown favour to players who are out of favour in their respective clubs. Central midfielder Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, who has become a squad player for Tottenham in the 2023-24 season, got a call-up. Same as forward, Mikkel Damsgaard has also had a couple of mixed years with Brentford. There are alternatives in the local league, but the coach doesn't seem to be looking their way. I admire him for his loyalty, but at this point he has to choose between loyalty to players and glory. Maybe his loyalty to these players will pay off, but if they aren't featuring regularly for their clubs, how can they be expected to light up the Euros for Denmark? Or could this happen? What do you think? Historically, and across different matches between them, England will completely destroy Denmark. The countries have played against each other 22 times, and out of those, England have won 13 times. So, England has the better head-to-head. However, when I focus on the number of times the two have played in the Euros against each other, the matchup is pretty equal. Denmark even broke England's heart in the qualifying stages of the 1984 Euro. They beat England to prevent them from qualifying. England would have their revenge in the 2020 Euro, so now Denmark could have revenge, or could they? Now you know the weaknesses of the two teams, the player quality they still have, how they could approach the game from the tactical point of view, and their history at the Euro. Who do you think will win? Let me know in the comments. For now, all eyes are on the Frankfurt Stadium. The venue. The Frankfurt Stadium, which opened in 1925 and has been upgraded several times, will play host to this match. The stadium has hosted some matches in the 1974 World Cup, the 1988 Euro, the 2005 Confederations Cup, and the 2006 World Cup. Now another round of history will be made on this turf. England and Denmark are two excellent teams, and they have the kind of history that will make this match more exciting. Who wins and who loses? Let me hear your predictions, and why in the comments section below. Will England adopt a less cautious style, And will Denmark's coach's loyalty to certain players pay off? Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel for more exciting football content.